its classification, construction, basic principle of operation, classification according to the source of excitation, self-excitation, separate excitation based on the connection of the field winding with armature as shunt connection, series connection and compound connection. Then compound were also classified based on the whether the flux is assisting or flux is differentiate. Then it is also classified based on whether the complete field winding is in parallel with the armature or there is a part which is in parallel with both series field winding and the armature. That is long shunt and short shunt. So till now we have covered the classification and characteristics. Now we will study the DC motor. So DC motor is the machine which converts electrical energy into mechanical energy. Generator was converting mechanical form to electrical form. Motor is reverse. It will have input in electrical form and output in mechanical form. But construction is similar to the DC generator. Generator operates in more protected locations and therefore their construction is generally of open type. Whereas motors are used in applications where there is dust, moisture, fumes and mechanical damage. So motors require protective enclosures, for example, drip-proof, fire-proof according to the requirements. Motor principle. When conductor carrying current is put in a magnetic field, then Lorentz force is produced on it, given as BIL, where B is the magnetic flux density, I is the current flowing along that conductor, and L is the length of that conductor. So effect of placing the current carrying conductor in magnetic field is shown in this figure. There are north pole, south pole, these are the main poles and these are the conductors. So conductor is carrying the current and it is indicated by cross. Cross means into the page, into the paper. Okay. Dot means out of the paper. So according to Lorentz force will be perpendicular to direction of both the direction of the current as well as the flux lines. Now flux lines are flowing from north pole to south pole. These are parallel lines, these are the flux lines. So perpendicular to both this, there will be force. Now consider one such conductor placed in the slot of armature and suppose that it is acted upon by magnetic field from north pole. Now by applying the Fleming's left hand rule, it is found that conductor has tendency to move to the left side. So the force is always tangential to the direction of rotation of the rotor. So torque is developed on the rotor. So torque will be proportional to product of flux of field and armature. Okay, and flux is proportional to the current. So it is nothing but torque is proportional to product of the currents. Since the torques are produced on all the rotor conductors and rotor is always free to move, so the motor starts rotating in anti-clockwise direction. Torque produced on rotor is transferred to the shaft of the motor and it is utilized to drive any mechanical load. So we have derived the generated EMF equation in the case of generator, and here the name is back EMF or counter EMF because it always opposes the cause which is producing it. Here what is the cause? You are applying voltage, current is flowing and due to that current flux is flowing. So that is the cause, current is the cause, so it will oppose the current. When the motor armature rotates, conductors cut the magnetic flux, therefore EMF of rotation is induced in them. In case of motor, it is called as the back EMF or counter EMF. It is proportional to applied voltage, and since back EMF is induced due to generator action is same in magnitude, it is having same expression as DC generator. What is the expression? Phi P and Z upon 60A, where phi is the flux per pole, Z is the number of armature conductors, N is the speed of rotation in RPM, P is the number of poles, A is number of parallel paths, It depends whether winding is left winding or wave winding. If it is left winding, then this A is equal to P, that is number of poles. And if it is a wave winding, then this A is 2. Okay, so this we have derived earlier. Same expression is utilized here for back EMF. Symbols have their usual meanings, and equivalent circuit of motor can be represented like this. That is, you are applying voltage. Due to this applied voltage, current IA is flowing, and this IA will cause drop in the armature circuit in the form of IARA drop. There will be a drop in the brush contact, that is represented in terms of VB. Brush drop is VB. RA is the armature resistance and E is the back EMF. So you are representing this actual circuit into this electrical equivalent circuit as V is equal to VB plus IARA plus E when you apply the KVL in this circuit. Okay. So the armature of DC motor is represented by equivalent circuit. It can be represented by series connected elements E, RA and VB, where E is the back EMF, RA is the armature resistance, and VB is the brush contact drop. Now the KVL is giving us this equation. Here brush drop is not considered, so there are only two terms, E plus IARA. V is the motor terminal voltage, supply voltage. IA is the armature current, RA is the armature circuit resistance. So when you consider the brush drop, there will be three terms, and when you ignore this, there will be two terms. So मोटर के केस में हमेशा इक्वेशन आएगी V is equal to E plus IARA. This is the control equation for motor. जनरेटर के केस में आएगी E is equal to V plus IARA. So remember this thing here. V is the main, which is consisting of drop and all, because you are applying electrical input and converting into mechanical output. Whereas in the case of generator, your generated EMF E is equal to V plus IARA. Clear till now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So we proceed further. Torque of DC machine. When DC machine is loaded either as a motor or a generator, rotor conductors will carry current. That is armature current. These conductors lie in the magnetic field of air gap. So they will experience the force. There is a field, there is a current. So there will be production of force, that is Lorentz force BIL. The conductors lie near to the surface of the rotor at common radius from its center. Hence torque is produced around the circumference of the rotor and rotor starts rotating. When machine is operating as a generator at constant speed, the torque is equal and opposite to that provided by prime mover. In the case of generator, mechanical input is given through prime mover in terms of steam turbine, or you are connecting any other motor, DC motor, to its shaft. That is giving mechanical input to that. So when the machine is operating as a generator at constant speed, this torque is equal and opposite to prime mover torque. When machine is operating in motor, then you are connecting a mechanical load to the shaft of the motor. So your motor torque will be transferred to the shaft of the rotor and it will drive the mechanical load. For example, in lift, conveyors, in printing press, you are using DC machines. In electric vehicles, you are using DC machines. So there, the mechanical load is driven by the motor action. Torque is transferred to the shaft of the rotor. The expression for the torque is same as for the generator and the motor, and it is derived as follows. First, we will write the voltage equation for DC motor, that is control equation for DC motor. From this circuit, equivalent circuit, we are writing, ignoring the brush drop, we are writing V is equal to E plus IARA. IARA is the drop due to the armature resistance, and this E is the back EMF, V is the terminal voltage or supply voltage. Then in this equation, we multiply both sides by the current IA. So we get V into IA is equal to E into IA plus IA square RA. Multiplying both sides by IA, we obtain V into IA is equal to E into IA plus IA square RA. This IA square R is representing the copper losses in the armature circuit. E into IA is the mechanical power developed, that is product of back EMF and armature current, whereas V into IA is the electrical power input to the armature. This is input because V is input voltage. You are multiplying with armature current. Due to this voltage, this current is flowing. Product of these two is the electrical power. So electrical quantity is equal to mechanical quantity plus losses. So we know that input is equal to output plus losses. What is input? Input is electrical form, output is mechanical form because we are considering DC motor, and losses are in the form of winding copper losses. So comparing these two equations, we can write E into IA is the electrical equivalent of gross mechanical power developed by the armature, also called as electromagnetic power, because there is transformation of electric field into magnetic field. Due to the supply voltage, current is flowing, and current is responsible for flowing the flux from north pole to south pole. Then the torque is given by average torque, average electromagnetic torque developed by the armature in Newton meter. At this value of torque, electromechanical power conversion takes place. So the mechanical power developed is E into IA, and in terms of mechanical quantity क्या रहती है हमारी? Speed and torque. So power can be written as product of speed and torque, because what is power? Power is nothing but rate of change of work done, that is df by dt. And what is work done? Work done is force into displacement, then displacement upon time is your velocity, so it is force into velocity for linear system. In rotational system, you are getting the product of angular velocity omega in radian per second and average torque. So your mechanical power developed by armature is product of omega and average torque. This omega is equal to 2 pi n. It is divided by 60 if this n is in RPM. Here this n is in RPS, so there is no need to divide it by 60. And this is average torque. So your, in terms of electrical quantities, mechanical power developed EB into IA, and in terms of mechanical quantities, it is what is the power transferred to the shaft, that is to use to drive the mechanical load, it is omega into T average. So we are equating these two, and E is what? 5P and Z by A. So substituting this value of E here, what we observe that number of pole is constant, number of armature conductor for a particular design is constant, A is a constant, number of parallel paths 2 pi is constant. So this can be completely replaced by another constant, torque constant K. So average torque is equal to K into phi into IA. That is वेरिएबल्स कौन कौन से हुए यहाँ पर? फ्लक्स और आर्मेचर करंट. ठीक है. So torque will be proportional to flux and armature current. This is very important derivation. It can be asked in the examination to derive the torque developed by DC motor. So you will write first the equivalent circuit. इक्विवेलेंट सर्किट से आप कंट्रोल इक्वेशन लिखेंगे, कंट्रोल इक्वेशन से आप फिर उसको मल्टीप्लाई करेंगे बोथ साइड आईए से, फिर टर्म्स को रिप्रेजेंट करेंगे, देन ईएमएफ बैक ईएमएफ जो होता है उसकी इक्वेशन क्या होती है उसको लिखेंगे, then your mechanical power developed in terms of electrical quantities and mechanical quantities उनको equate करेंगे and you will get the torque. Is it clear till now? Is it clear or any doubt? Keshav, Rajneesh. Okay, so we proceed further. So we got the torque equation. Then alternatively, we can derive the torque developed in DC machine as you are having north pole and south pole, and there are two conductors A and B. In the A, the current is flowing into the paper, whereas in B, it is flowing out of the conductor. So every conductor is consisting of two turns. Consider the turn A dash. In one turn, there are two conductors. Okay. So A dash, that is entering and leaving terminal, then B dash. These are the placed in the adjacent poles. Adjacent poles means north pole and south pole we are placing. These are shown in one turn. There are how many conductors? Two conductors, A dash and B dash. This is what distance R. This is the axial distance from this rotor axis. This is a rotor part, this is a stationary part, and in between these two there is air gap. So in the air gap there is field and force developed because of the flux flowing from north pole to south pole. The force on the conductor of length L placed on the periphery of the conductor lying in the field of flux density is given by force is equal to BIL, that is current carried by the conductor. Any problem? Force is BIL, where this IC is IA divided by A. Total armature current divided by total number of parallel paths. So your current is divided into A number of parallel paths. IC was the current in conductor of armature winding, and IA is the armature terminal current. A is the number of parallel paths. B is what? Flux density. It is not constant for all conductors. So we will take the average flux density to derive the average torque. So average torque developed by the conductor is given by product of this Lorentz force and distance R, FCR. So we get V average IA by A, L into R. Now what is flux density? Average flux density is defined as flux per pole divided by area per pole. What is flux per pole? It is phi. And what is area per pole? Flux per pole means phi divided by P. Total flux will be phi into P. What is area per pole? Circumference of this will be 2 pi r L. Length and circumference. Okay. That is divided by P. So you are getting your average flux density as phi P, that is total flux, divided by area under one pole, that is 2 pi r L. Then average torque after substituting this value of flux density is same as what we have obtained earlier from the control equation or voltage equation, that is phi P IA divided by 2 pi A. This is for one conductor and there are total Z conductors. So you multiply this term with Z. So phi P is PZ by 2 pi is a constant. PZ by 2 pi is a constant. So you get phi into IA ultimately. Z into T average, and then this term is constant. So we are getting TC is equal to phi into IA. So you are getting same expression for torque whether you are using the Lorentz force equation and multiply it with R, or whether you are using the control equation and deriving in that way. This is the alternate proof. Is this clear? Then similar to the DC generators, DC motors are classified as shunt wound or shunt motor, series wound or series motor, compound wound or compound motor. In case of shunt motor, your field winding will be in parallel with the armature. You are applying voltage V. Due to this voltage, current I is flowing. This current is divided into two paths, that is armature current and field current or shunt current. What is the drop across this shunt winding? It is ISH into RSH, that is equal to V. Clear? This is the most common type of DC motor. It is also called as constant speed motor because there is very little drop as compared to the no load voltage. The field winding is connected in parallel with the armature. Current, voltage and power equation can be written as, when you apply KCL at this point A, what is KCL? Incoming current is equal to outgoing current. Summation of incoming current is equal to summation of outgoing current. So what is incoming current? Incoming current is I. What are the outgoing currents? IA and ISH. So you get I is equal to IA plus ISH, where I is the input current, IA is the armature current, and ISH is the shunt field current. Then what are the voltage equation? Voltage equations are obtained by applying KVL in this circuit. And this is in parallel with this, therefore it is having voltage V. So V is equal to ISH RSH, and in armature winding circuit we can write V is equal to E plus IA RA. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. We proceed further. Now what are the power equation? Power equations are obtained by multiplying that voltage equation with current I. So we get V into I is equal to mechanical power developed PM plus losses in the armature IA square RA plus loss in the field, that is ISS square RSH. Because there are two windings, armature and field winding, so there will be two copper losses associated with armature and the field, and this is the mechanical power. So electrical power is equal to mechanical power plus total losses. Now ISH into RSH is V. So यहाँ से आप एक I को कम कर लेंगे, ISH RSH को रिप्लेस कर देंगे V से. So यहाँ पर आया V into ISH, IA square RA and PM. So this is your electrical input, PM is the mechanical output, that is E into IA. IA square RA is your armature circuit copper losses, and V into ISH is your field circuit copper losses. Now when you subtract, to obtain this PM, we will subtract these two losses from electrical input. So it is VI minus V into ISH minus IA square RA. So we can write V into I minus ISH minus IA square RA. What is I minus ISH? Your total current is I. It was splitted into two currents, armature current and shunt current. So I minus ISH is IA. When you applied the KCL at node A, you got I is equal to IA plus ISH. Therefore, I minus ISH is IA. So we can write mechanical power developed is equal to V into IA minus IA square RA. Then is in दोनों terms में से आप IA common ले लो, so we get V minus IA RA into IA. So what is mechanical power PM? That is equal to back EMF E into IA. So equating these two, we can write what is E? E is V minus IARA. Now multiplying this equation by IA, we get V into IA is equal to E into IA plus IA square RA. जो वोल्टेज इक्वेशन थी हमारी V इज इक्वल टू ई प्लस आई ए आर ए, को हमने जब करंट से मल्टीप्लाई किया तो ये हमारी टर्म्स मिली थी. दिस इज योर पी एम, दिस इज योर आई ए स्क्वायर आर ए. इसमें आपकी कौन सी वाइंडिंग कंसिडर नहीं हुई? फील्ड वाइंडिंग कंसिडर नहीं हुई. ठीक है. एंड योर करंट इज नॉट द टोटल करंट, हियर इट इज आर्मेचर सर्किट. आर्मेचर सर्किट का जो इलेक्ट्रिकल पावर है दैट इज इक्वल टू मैकेनिकल पावर प्लस जो आर्मेचर कॉपर लॉसेस हो रहे हैं. ठीक है. सो V into IA is electrical power supplied to armature circuit. Okay. Then when we apply this much electrical power to armature circuit, तो उसमें कुछ copper losses होंगे that are in forms of IA square RA और mechanical power developed होगा उसके shaft पे. Okay. In case of series motor, आपकी जो फील्ड वाइंडिंग है वो सीरीज में कनेक्ट रहेगी आर्मेचर सर्किट के. ठीक है. सो व्हेन इट इज कनेक्टेड इन सीरीज, तो सीरीज कनेक्शन में आपका करंट सेम रहता है. सो व्हाट इज योर इनपुट करंट इज सेम एज द आर्मेचर करंट इज सेम एज द फील्ड वाइंडिंग करंट ISE. अब क्योंकि ये सीरीज में है तो इसको आप ISE बोलोगे. सो I इज इक्वल टू ISE इज इक्वल टू IA, वेयर ISE इज द सीरीज फील्ड करंट. Now what is voltage equation now? This applied voltage V is equal to IRSE, then IARA and E. So V is equal to E plus I into RA plus RSE, because the same current is flowing through the series field winding and the armature circuit. Is it clear? This is the difference between the shunt motor and series motor. यहाँ पर सीरीज में तो करंट सेम है, वहां पे करंट डिफरेंट थे. क्लियर? क्लियर टिल नाउ? व्हाट वाज द डिफरेंस? हाँ, ठीक है. सो वहां पर आपका करंट डिवीजन हो रहा था बिकॉज the field winding was in parallel with the armature. So current division apply किया आपने, total current was equal to armature current and shunt current. But here the current is same, so you are getting these terms added, RA plus RAC. Now this is our voltage control equation. इस voltage control equation से power equation कैसे मिलेगी? By multiplying both sides with current I. So when we multiply with I, we get V into I is equal to E into I plus I square RA plus RS. Now this is again electrical input, this is mechanical output, and these are the losses in armature circuit and field circuit. Okay, losses in armature plus losses in field. So replacing EI with PM, VI is PM plus I square RA plus I square RSC. Comparing these two equations, we can write PM is equal to EI, that is back EMF into the total current, which is same as the IA and same as the ISC. In case of compound motor, there will be field winding split into two parts, that is shunt part and series part. So it will be having both field winding, shunt field winding and series field winding, and it can be short shunt or long shunt, जैसे कि हमने जनरेटर में देखा था. And it can be cumulative compound or differentially compound. And the current relationships for compound motor are derived by using KCL equations, whereas the voltage relationships can be derived by using KVL. And power equation will be obtained when these two equations are obtained. Okay? Voltage equation में आप current से multiply करके then you will get the electrical input term, mechanical output term, and the losses term. So this is homework to you. For compound motor, you derive the equations for long shunt, short shunt, cumulative compound and differentially compound the power equations. First, you will draw the circuit with windings, then you draw the electrical equivalent circuit, then you write the KCL and KVL, and then you obtain the power equations. Clear? So next class के पहले ये मेरे पास आ जाना चाहिए, और इसमें कोई डाउट हो तो पूछो. I have derived for shunt, I have derived for series. You have to utilize the two theories to derive for compound. Okay. What is armature reaction? It is similar to that was occurring in a DC generator. What was the use of interpoles? To smoothen the commutation process. What is armature reaction? It is effect of armature flux on the main flux. दो तरह के इफेक्ट होते हैं, क्रॉस मैग्नेटाइजेशन एंड डीमैग्नेटाइजेशन. डीमैग्नेटाइजेशन मीन्स वीकनिंग ऑफ फ्लक्स और रिडक्शन ऑफ फ्लक्स, मेन फ्लक्स को रिड्यूस करना बाय आर्मेचर फ्लक्स. And cross magnetization is nothing but the distortion of the main flux. So cumulatively दोनों जब effect consider करते हैं, then there is a reduction in the main flux and it should be avoided. So it can be avoided by using the interpoles for smoother commutation. In case of a DC motor, the flux can be strengthened at the leading pole tips and weakened at the trailing pole tips. That is, their magnitudes are different for the different pole tips. लीडिंग पोल टिप में तो आपका जो रिजल्टेंट फ्लक्स है वो स्ट्रॉन्ग हो रहा है, मीन्स इंक्रीज हो रहा है, एंड ट्रेलिंग पोल टिप मीन्स बैकवर्ड डायरेक्शन में जब आप जाएंगे तो वो वीक हो रहा है. ठीक है, इट्स मैग्नीट्यूड इज रिड्यूसिंग. सो अनबैलेंस हो गया फ्लक्स, फ्लक्स इज नॉट बैलेंस्ड, सो इट कॉजेज द स्पार्किंग एट द ब्रशेस एंड डिलेड कम्यूटेशन. सो स्पार्किंग को अवॉइड करने के लिए एंड कम्यूटेशन को स्मूथ करने के लिए यू प्लेस द इंटरपोल्स बिटवीन द मेन पोल्स. इंटरपोल्स क्या करेंगे, न्यूट्रलाइज करेंगे रिएक्टेंस वोल्टेज को. व्हाट इज रिएक्टेंस वोल्टेज? रिएक्टेंस वोल्टेज इज द वोल्टेज ड्यू टू L di by dt effect. What is di? What is the change in the current? 2I, total current collected by the brush. What is the time? That is sparking or short circuit period, TC. So L di by dt is equal to L into 2I by TC. So that is the reactance voltage, और उसको न्यूट्रलाइज करने के लिए हम इंटरपोल्स यूज करते हैं. ठीक है, in the brush region. They will minimize the sparking at the brushes. Interpole will generate voltage equal and opposite to the reactance voltage. Voltage necessary to neutralize the EMF of self-induction in the armature coils which are undergoing commutation. What is commutation? It is a mechanical rectification, conversion from alternating direction to unidirectional current. Motor interpoles have the polarity opposite to that of the following main pole in the direction of the rotation of armature. Interpole की polarity कैसी रहेगी? उससे बाद में जो आएगा मेन पोल उसके अपोजिट. बाद में मेन पोल यदि नॉर्थ आ रहा है तो इंटरपोल की पोलैरिटी साउथ हो जाएगी. बाद में यदि साउथ आ रहा है तो इंटरपोल की पोलैरिटी नॉर्थ हो जाएगी. इस तरह से अपोजिट रहेगी. सिंस द इंटरपोल्स आर कनेक्टेड इन सीरीज विथ आर्मेचर, और सीरीज कनेक्शन में सेम करंट रहता है, सो द चेंज इन डायरेक्शन ऑफ करंट इन आर्मेचर चेंजेस द पोलैरिटी ऑफ द इंटरपोल. So the DC machine has correct interpole polarity when used as a generator, will have the correct interpole polarity when used as a motor. So this operation is clear in DC generator, and that will be similar in DC motor. So you can refer that also. Then what are the speed and armature current characteristic for shunt motor? इन केस ऑफ शंट मोटर आपकी फील्ड वाइंडिंग पैरेलल में है और उस फील्ड वाइंडिंग के अक्रॉस वोल्टेज कितना है V अप्लाइड वोल्टेज. So your current is ISH is equal to applied voltage V divided by shunt winding resistance. If your this voltage V is constant, then your shunt current will also be constant. And if current is constant, then flux is constant. Because flux is proportional to the current flowing in the field winding. Clear? शंट मोटर में करंट हमारा जो होता है दैट इज अप्लाइड वोल्टेज डिवाइड बाय आरएसएच. फॉर पर्टिकुलर कंस्ट्रक्शन ये आरएसएच आपका सेम रहेगा. यदि आप V को भी कांस्टेंट रखते हो, उसको वेरी नहीं करते हो अप्लाइड वोल्टेज को, तो आपका शंट करंट कांस्टेंट हो गया. शंट करंट कांस्टेंट हो गया इसलिए फ्लक्स कांस्टेंट हो गया. सो शंट मशीन जो होती है दैट इज कांस्टेंट फ्लक्स मशीन फॉर नो लोड कंडीशन. आपने कोई लोड कनेक्ट नहीं किया. यदि लोड कनेक्ट करते तो यहाँ पर ड्रॉप होता वोल्टेज का. यदि लोड कनेक्ट करते तो फ्लक्स डिक्रीज. The flux decreases slightly due to the armature reaction. Armature reaction का भी यहाँ पर कम इफेक्ट होता है because your shunt current magnitude is actually very less. Because आपका जो resistance होता है it is very high. Shunt winding का resistance is very high because large number of turns होते हैं इसमें. ठीक है. So large number of turns हैं, इसका resistance high है. Resistance high है तो जो current है वो very low है. Current low है so इससे जो फ्लक्स डिक्रीज भी होगा आर्मेचर रिएक्शन से तो वेरी लेस डिक्रीज होगा, निग्लिजिबल अमाउंट होगा. सो इफ द इफेक्ट ऑफ आर्मेचर रिएक्शन इज निग्लेक्टेड then your flux will remain constant. There is no effect of armature reaction and flux is constant at no load. So the motor speed is given by N is proportional to EB upon phi. What is back EMF? Back EMF E is equal to V minus IARA that divided by phi. ये इक्वेशन कहाँ से आई? Anybody? What is your E? What is EB? बैक EMF की इक्वेशन क्या होती है? Aryan? What is the expression for back EMF? Vinisha? Saurabh? Rishabh? Ritika? What is E? Generated EMF equation is same as back EMF equation. What is E? Phi P and Z upon 60A. Phi is the flux, N is the speed. When E is proportional to N phi, we can write N as EB upon phi. So we can write N as EB upon phi, and from voltage control equation we can write EB as V minus IARA. Flux is constant in case of shunt motor, then your speed is proportional to back EMF only. So it is proportional to V minus IaRa. This equation is straight line. It is of the form y is equal to mx plus c. Y is the speed. X is the armature current. Your intercept is, what is your no load voltage, applied voltage V. From that you are subtracting minus IaRa. Ia is your x variable and minus of Ra means slope is decreasing. Slope is negative. Okay. So this equation is equation of straight line with negative slope and speed of motor decreases linearly with increase in the armature current. Since IaRa at full load is very small as compared to V, so drop in speed from no load to full load. This is full load speed, this is no load speed. So drop is very less. Decrease in speed is partially neutralized by reduction in flux due to armature reaction. Hence, for all practical purposes, shunt motor is considered as constant speed motor. Whether it is clear? Aryan? Rajneesh? It is clear? So we stop here and we will take the attendance. Thank you.